Hello. So I have a topic that is really dear to me, and actually to some of my closest friends, which is awareness, being aware of yourself, of your patterns, who you are, where you want to go, where you also come from. Um, and I basically ramble for about 10 minutes on my first, I would say it's my first test to share with you my thinking, and it goes through a process. It's going to be interesting. But yeah, I just wanted to pour out into the world my first, I would say, the first steps that I would take if I were you to become more aware of myself and to build from this foundation the life that you want to live, a fulfilling life possibly. So yeah, that's it. I ramble about shit and awareness, and I hope you like it. Just want to start sharing my experience and my thinking. Hello, I'm in this beautiful park today, and I'm really lucky to be able to choose to take a couple of hours off from my work and share with you some of my thoughts in this beautiful sun, with this beautiful sun and day and park. I'm around nature. I'm just standing on this kind of mat so I can walk and do some movements in the meantime. Maybe it's gonna be weird for you, but it's gonna be completely normal for me. Um, and yeah, I have some thoughts in general during this week. I think our generation is incredibly lucky with the work opportunities that we get, the skills that you can gain, and the things that you can do with your life. But there's too many choices to be made, and so we paralyze and we don't choose to do cool things, great things for ourselves. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with my thoughts today. Mainly, what I'm looking at outside, from the inside. Actually, I did freelancing for companies, and I basically did mostly marketing and growth for startups and tech companies. And now I'm joining full time, basically a team. There are some interesting caveats and why I made that choice. I've always been entrepreneurial, but this time I chose to join a team, which is maybe I'm gonna share in the future, or maybe nobody really cares for now. But I did a lot of work on myself, mentally, physically, in the skills that I've gained, and it's so unfortunate to see that my generation doesn't have. I mean, there's plenty of people that do give you great messages, but I don't know. There's something weird about the all info product businesses and teaching you how to do business and how to do money, and there's no ethics about it. There's no consideration of who you really want to become. And I see that the main issue is, which is the first basic principle of the byHumans method. I don't know if you're gonna see it. Maybe I'll zoom in. Of this thing is awareness. So without awareness, you can't do shit really in life. I think. I mean, at least you can do a lot of shit, but you don't know why you're doing it or where you're going. And that's tough. I think that's tough. That's a tough situation to be in, not to be aware of your patterns, not to be aware of your priorities, what you want to do in life, and what do you really care about. And so I see people that, they smoke, they have a drink on the weekends, they do a ton of shit that they just do it because it's socially accepted and it's like a norm. But I really despise this kind of thinking, honestly, because it gives me perception of you of somebody that just does things without asking why you're doing them, going truly to the deep reasoning why you're doing some things. And then there's people that just want to chase money, for example, right? You could be, very, very, very aggressive into the chasing money and status. But even there, like, are you really... What are you chasing? Why are you chasing money and status? Like, what is the reasoning behind that? I don't know. It's not all about the money. And there's ethics. I'm aware of my patterns, and the reason that I share with you that I joined a full team is that I needed a team that was basically doing social impact in the world and was selling a product that was really good, valuable, usable. And I needed that. I needed teamwork. I needed to play around with and then have an adventure while building a business. So, are you just building a business for the sake of building a business? Are you drinking out with just because the other friends do it? Why are you doing things in general? And who are you? So, there are some notes that I'm probably gonna pop on the screen, or maybe not. you'll have them on the YouTube video here, that share with you kind of like a model for gaining awareness. But it's difficult to share like how to be aware. If you're looking at this video, you're probably so confused, or you understand what I mean. There's plenty of people that when you see them through their eyes, they're not aware of why they are living or what the fuck they're doing with their life. They're not aware of themselves or their self-image that they've built. They've never watched in the mirror and felt like they were a stranger and started asking deep questions like, who the fuck am I? What am I doing with my life? What am I doing with my time? And so people, because they're not aware, they don't make conscious choices in their life, and they end up in lives that they despise, with partners they don't truly even know because they don't know even themselves. They do jobs they don't like, that don't make them thrive professionally, and that don't make them gain skills. So it's a spiral, a very negative spiral in my mind, that just started from a very deep seed, which is being aware of your patterns, who you are, who you want to be, what is your direction, what are your core principles and values. So I ask you to do an exercise, if you have never done it, to start asking fucking why to everything that you do. So, for instance, why am I doing this video? Why am I shooting, in this park, a video? And I'm building byHumans, and I have a tattoo on my wrist. I realized that I've been living my life, especially when I was a little kid, asking so many questions and going so deep, and basically thinking a lot about the reasoning of what I was doing. And I was like, why am I studying at the university? And so I dropped out because it wasn't my choice. And I started to do something more entrepreneurial, and I wanted to do some digital marketing. But nobody told me you can do whatever you want, but you first need to become aware of your own patterns and where you want to really want to go. And I kind of did this randomly. Like, I was 16 years old. I was asking many questions. I was figuring out what I wanted to do, my values, and I was staying true to my values. And so I ended up basically very young, without nobody guiding me. I had no dad that could guide me, no father figure. My mom was working a lot. I didn't have a huge group of friends. So I figured in my own way, kind of like a toolkit, to improve myself, to find my truest self, to find ways to move my body that I could, in ways that I could enjoy, find topics that were piquing my interest, find work that gave me really satisfaction, and gaining skills that I loved to master in order to make my best craft. So I started getting momentum in finding my way of living, and I built kind of this like toolkit, which is byHumans, with one of my best friends and actually my group of friends. And so the reasoning behind me doing this video is trying to share with the world about the tools that I found on my way to find my truest self, my truest way of living, the things that I want to do, the direction where I want to go, so that I could be fucking content with my life. It's not all about happiness, but at least be in the right direction. Okay, so the reasoning behind all this is to share with you and share with a generation of people that don't know what they're doing or why they're doing it. And even if you're training hard, if you're going into business and you have an idea about marketing, about software, about technology, whatever that is, really asking, why the fuck are you doing that? Then if you have a good reason and you have some ethics behind it, you have some principles and values that are following along with this journey, that's fantastic. But yeah, I just wanted to be really clear with you that it's a process that I had I've lived throughout my adolescence, and then I kind of picked some tools and we boiled them down into the byHumans principles. And so my reason why is to give to humans the tools to build a fulfilling human life. That's really the punchline, let's say. And so use the resource that is below this video, and maybe this me rambling, to start creating and questioning your reality. So becoming aware for us is understanding where you come from, understanding where you want to go, and going to the deep why of anything that you do, and where you are, again, all of these elements, right? And be aware of your emotions. I see so many people, even adults, that cannot control their emotions. And to me, that means they're not aware of their patterns, of their emotional explosiveness. They're not aware of their reactions to people. and also the opinions that you hold about the world and yourself. Self-limiting beliefs. Just, anything that you think is a dogma. What else could there be? Like the same reason you would maybe go into the weekend and just waste yourself without a clear reason, or because it's nice and you kind of like the taste of the drink, but you don't really understand why you're doing it anyway. The day after you feel like shit. And so, yeah, my suggestion to you is to really start obsessing about being aware, to the point where you take on meditations, you take on moments where you eat alone and you have no... Oh, okay, that's an interesting route to go into this conversation, which is you probably are not aware because there's too much noise also around you. So you already have some held beliefs, you already have some things that in society are forcing you to believe specific things. You have too many stimulus, like music, maybe alcohol or smoking, let's say fast food or very cheap food that's very sugary. Then you have maybe porn, porn or social media. You have too many things that are corrupting your thinking and your brain, and so you don't know who you are or your patterns. You don't know. You are not aware of your emotions because there's too much confusion around you. And so my suggestions are: look into the documents that I've shared below. It's like kind of like a chapter of a book where you can understand what for us, for byHumans, for me, awareness means, and how you can, with practices, start developing it. Second, start reducing stimulus in your life that you know is terrible for you, and gradually break them down, so that you have less dopamine addiction to basically, porn, food, social media, Netflix. Try to really tone down the use of digital products. Try to stay more in nature, to stay more alone, eat without the phone, don't have too many conversations in a day. Start to tune down all the noise outside of your thoughts, and start getting aware of your emotions and your patterns. That's what I can share with you. So yeah, this is one of my first videos, and I wanted to kind of open the dance of YouTube. So I hope somebody sees this. But I'm doing it basically, I'll share with you some real shit now. I mean, that was all real, but this is more like real talk. I will do these videos for myself, because one of my... I wouldn't say mentors, because they haven't mentored me really. They had an influence in my life, and they shared, I wish I had somebody to share their thinking throughout the process of improvement and throughout the process of finding the truth. So my truth is this, and I want to share it with more people so that our generation has that. The byHumans' goal is to give you a toolkit that enables you to build your fulfilling human life in your truest way possible. In your there's going to be, of course, like opinions. For example, I despise the extensive use of social media. I don't like Tinder. I don't like... I think they're diabolic, like, for example, porn. I still use social media to share a good message, like being a messenger, okay? But, yeah, to give you the toolkit of what you need to really build something that... a life, a day, a week, a year, a lifetime that you can enjoy. And yeah, that's all this is. It's really just about sharing my thinking and boiling it down with some of my friends also. They do share their thinking on YouTube too, so I'm inspired by them. Hello, Lorenzo. That's it. Enjoy. I don't know if this video is still rolling. I don't think so, but if it is, great. First video. This was cringe. Holy shit. Really cringe. Sorry, guys.